In this video, we're going to take a look at these toys behind me. 1977 to 1984 Star Wars toys. I've accumulated them over the last few weeks, 5 weeks or so. I had a bunch of different sources for them. Some was eBay, some of them were on Facebook Marketplace. I bought some at a comic show where I was selling comics, and some at a antique store. Interestingly, the Facebook toys are actually from a guy that rescued them from the trash. I was happy to buy them off him. And I mean, yeah, we throw those away, right? So anyway, so we'll be looking at each of those in this video, kind of giving you an overview of what I think needs to be addressed on them, like fixing broken bits, replacing missing parts, cleaning, refurbishing. I'll be doing some retro brighting on these toys, the white ones especially, of course. And for each of those toys, when I actually go to do that process, I'll do a separate video on those. But for this video, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of take a look, get an overview of what needs to be done, get an idea of what the toys are about. If you haven't seen one or held one in your hands, you'll get a chance to see how they work. Yeah, we'll have a little fun with it, and we'll jump right into the actual toys. Snow speeder. So this one, the canopy is actually cracked right here where my middle finger is. It doesn't really want to stay attached to, oh, there's another crack too, right here. So it doesn't really want to stay attached to the hinge point, but it's there, but it also is missing the glass. So the other thing that it's missing is these rear engine thrusters. So they kind of rotate into this slot right here. Apparently there was a harpoon that attaches right here, and there's a button. Anyway, there was a harpoon. I don't remember if it actually did anything or just kind of hung from it or not. I've got to get one, and then I can learn more about how that functions. So overall, this one's pretty complete. The battery compartment looks pretty good. I can get it open. Battery compartment doesn't look bad. It's not very corroded. I haven't put batteries in this one yet to find out if it works correctly. We will see. The decals or stickers are all in good shape. Well, I say they're there, maybe not in good shape. They're present. It has the forward cannons. So overall, I'm actually quite happy with this. So probably won't require a lot of refurbishment or cleaning, but still very nice to have. I'm glad it was included in the lot of the toys I got, and I'm looking forward to working on this one also. So funny thing is, all the Wampas I see, they have like white legs and a yellow body. Now, from the video I read or watched, it has to do with the amount of bromine that they added. So apparently the body got more bromine than the legs. This is 1981 Lucasfilm, made in Hong Kong. So I do like how they put the arms on like a ball socket, so he can raise his arms up. But I really like this. I got this at the comic show last weekend, and I was quite happy with it. I bundled it with a bunch of other toys and parts that I needed. I actually got some G.I. Joe parts as well, which not part of this video series. I actually sold it already, just financed more Star Wars toys. But in any case, was glad to get this Wampa. With it, I also got a Tauntaun with an open belly. Open belly Tauntaun is really cool. And of course, you can slide the figure in here to ride it. One thing to note that I found out is the open belly Tauntaun had a different saddle than the non-open belly. So, and of course, they're always missing the saddles. I actually did see some saddles on eBay, thinking about grabbing one. Saddles, and then the reins, of course. And this one, I feel like it's kind of dirty. I don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be colored. I probably have to look at some more of them. But I'll go ahead and do some cleaning of it. I don't know if it'll get retro brighted or not, but it's definitely going to get a good scrubbing. TIE Fighter. So TIE Fighter, on the bottom it says General Mills Group, Fun Group, Incorporated, 1978 Kenner Products. So 78. So this is one of the ones I actually had when I was a kid. Mine was blue, and it had this kind of battle damage on the wings here. I would love to get a blue one, but I got this one. It was on Facebook, and it seemed like a really good price, so I went ahead and grabbed it. What I didn't, oh, and also it came with a box, which is one of the reasons why I really wanted to get it. The box isn't in terrible condition. And actually, one of the things I'm going to talk about in the video when I do this is there ways to refurbish the box? I asked that question hypothetically or rhetorically because I also do comic books and we refurbish comic books. I think the process ought to be pretty similar. So I'm going to try my hand at refurbishing the box that this came in. That's kind of an aside. That'll be during this X-Wing video. But kind of a bummer is I noticed that the battery compartment still had the batteries in it. And they have actually turned blue. I mean, just the batteries were crusty. They were still in there. The contacts have corroded. I haven't even tried to see if it's going to work with fresh batteries. With that amount of corrosion, there's really no point. But it makes a noise. It should be making a noise, and the red LED should work. One of my favorite features when I was a kid was the wings that pop out. Man, I pop these things off constantly. It's a wonder they didn't break. But really kind of a fun feature on them. This one is in pretty good condition aside from that corrosion issue. It's not too dirty or yellowed. And the cockpit, it was moving earlier up and down pretty well. And now it really doesn't want to move. Oh, there it goes. So a little sticky, but it is moving. And this one really, aside from the wings, doesn't have any real decals except for inside the cockpit. So, but still a candidate for retro brighting after it's got a good cleaning. But kind of neat to have one of the ones I had as a kid. If I can get a blue one, I'm going to get a blue one. It's just because nostalgia is a really powerful thing. The B-Wing, what a neat vehicle. I think these are really cool just because they're unusual. The fact that they can fly in two different orientations. If you adjust this thruster on the back, you can actually get those wings to come up, right? And then as you change the orientation of it, the cockpit rotates to keep the cockpit facing up. This guy doesn't do it perfectly well. I suspect that there's probably some dirt in there. It's got a little gooky, and it's keeping it from rotating clearly. The landing gear goes up and down with this button here. This switch has some electronics. You can see that from the battery compartment here. And as I kind of referenced before, it has two different flying positions. It lands and it can fly like this, but it lands like this, hence the landing gear, and then also in this vertical orientation. So it has some yellowing. You can see it really well kind of in this area around here, and on this side, you really see it here. So, and I'm not really sure what the electronic functions are of it. I have not tried to put batteries in it. We'll try that when we do the video on this guy. I really like this vehicle. It's just, for some reason, it's interesting to me. I do have a B-Wing Pilot. So I picked one of those up at that comic show the other day. So as far as I know, this thing's fairly complete. Stickers are in good shape. So I don't want to immerse it in peroxide or do the peroxide cream. It will get a thorough cleaning. And then I think what I'm going to do for the whitening is I'm going to do a vapor, hydrogen peroxide vapor whitening, retro bright. So we'll see how that works for this, and I'll show you guys how I do that. X-Wing. So this one says, I'll read it. General Mills Fun Group, Inc., 1978, Kenner Products Division, Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, so this one is missing the canopy, and it's missing the wing laser cannons, all 4 of them. But aside from that, it's not missing anything. I did put some batteries in it. It didn't work. I didn't think the contacts were that dirty, so I'll have to figure out what the issue was there. So you push down on R2-D2, and the wings should lock open. They don't really hold that well. They'll fall closed quite easily. But that's not uncommon with these, and also not uncommon is the wings to break. So these wings aren't broken, and maybe I can address how well the wings stay open when I take it apart and work on it. The decals on this side they're kind of decent looking. On this wing, they're both badly worn. The decals on the fuselage are not great. Or this one's decent. I may have to put some reproduction stickers on there to replace the lesser grade ones, and leave the originals. I'm not sure. I have to decide. I do have a source for a replacement canopy and laser cannons in the original condition. I'll put aftermarket reproductions on there if I have to. I'd like to avoid that if at all possible. But again, another candidate for a good scrubbing and a retro brighting, non-immersion process. So we'll see how this one cleans up. ATST. So they have this feature over here. If you slide over this position, it locks the feet so it'll stand on its own. Kind of neat. Let's take a look at what it says for the year. So it says Lucasfilm Ltd. LFL 1982. So this guy is actually in really good shape. It has the cheek cannons, it has the chin cannon, does not have the top cannon. So my buddy, I notified him that I'm looking for one of these. We'll see if he comes up with it. It's got the decal on the lid here, and then when the whole canopy opens, you can kind of see inside there. It's in relatively good condition. Just a little dirty, but it looks like all the stickers are there. It works correctly. Let me unlock it. I don't care who you are. That's fun to do. Really cool. I did not have one of these as a kid, but I'm thrilled to have one now. This came with the lot along with the B-Wing, one of these X-Wings, the Snow Speeder, the Hoth Ion Cannon, the AT-AT, and the Ewok playset. So they all came in that parts lot, well, the toy lot, I should say, the one in the garbage bag that was being thrown away. Here's another Facebook find, the Millennium Falcon. Let's see what it says. It says CPG Products 1979, Kenner Products Division, Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, so this one, when I got it, came with this lid that you see. It has this turret here, turret gun. It did come with the chest cable, which these are commonly missing. And it came with the top of the radar dish. It's missing the base of it that goes in here. So fairly complete. I got this for 50 bucks. It's in decent condition, missing all of the decals and stickers, most of them anyway. But I was glad to have it. I since then bought this ball right here is the Jedi training ball. And it would hang on an arm right here, extend it off. When a piece of string, it would hang down. So these things are really expensive. So they're typically, for the ball and arm, I've seen them between $80 and $100 on Amazon or on eBay. So yeah, I got this one for 20 bucks. I jumped on it as soon as I saw it for sale. It does have the loading ramp here. These are very common to break at the hinge. I don't want to take it off right now, but you can see it's right here. The other thing is these landing struts, they get weak. They don't want to hold them up. So you set them down, they'll sink down. But yeah, this one's mostly complete. So I was glad to have it for $50. And then I'll show you the next one. This one came with that part lot that I got on Facebook. And what it had, I was happy about, is it had the smuggler's cover, which goes right here. And this smuggler's cover, you can see how it sits in there, is stored under the lid. I'll show you that in a second. It came with this canopy. Did not have the chest table or the loading ramp or struts, but it did have this turret gun. So essentially what I'm going to do is take the parts from all the ones that I have, make one good complete one, and then I will sell or part out the other two. So I was glad to have the couple of extra parts that I needed for mine. And yeah, this was Millennium Falcon number 2. And number 3, I actually found on Shop Goodwill. And this one doesn't have much of anything. It has a good set of stickers. The stickers are all intact, quite surprisingly, but it's missing everything. And even in fact, the stud for the training ball, this Jedi training arm, is broken off. It's missing the cardboard piece that's supposed to be in there. It's missing pretty much everything. So, but I got this for $40. Not a terrible price. I might just have to part this out on eBay or sell the whole thing on eBay as is, but I'm gonna wait and see how many parts I need to finish the one I'm building, and then I get to decide what I'm gonna do with the remaining piece. So the Ewok Village playset, this one, it's missing, I'm not sure exactly what all it's missing, but it has this cage that winds up. It's got the chair. We remember that C-3PO was sitting on this very uncomfortably. It's got a number of these pieces. Not quite sure how it all goes together. This is like some kind of fire pit arrangement. And then it has the little basket down here for bringing stuff up. I think it was for when they capture them, right? We'll see what year. I think this, I'm not going to wager a guess on that. Let's check it. It is. This thread string in this direction. Here it is. Okay. So it says Lucasfilm Limited, LFL, 1983. So there you have it. Desperate need of good cleaning. It's very dirty, but this came with that part slot. And I'm missing some rocks. I'm missing the fireplace, the actual fire pit, but still a good toy to have within the collection. The AT-AT. This was the toy that actually caused me to click on the Facebook link. I wanted one of these. I never had one as a kid. I think so many of us had wanted one of these as a kid and just couldn't get one. Probably most likely due to financial considerations, but very cool. Love the way it articulates. You go side to side. They have, you push in and out and you get the angle of it. There's a button in here, which I suspect is for the electronics. This one's overall pretty complete. Everything looks pretty good. I'll give you the idea of the interior of it, of the cockpit area. The sheet guns are there. One of the unfortunate things is it's missing the shin guns. And these were kind of like acrylic tubes, and they had a kind of a J-hook, and they'd go under here. And inside this cover is a light bulb. And that light bulb would light up that those tubes. And these devices right here would move those in and out alternately as you push the button. So I haven't checked to see if it works yet. I haven't put any batteries in it or anything. All the stickers appear to be intact. It's just really dirty. Needs a good scrubbing. And then we'll put some batteries in it and see how it works. But I'm actually super excited to have this as part of my collection. Tickled about it, honestly. And these, oh, and the other thing is, by the way, those chin guns are $100 each. At least that's what I'm seeing. $200 for original chin guns. I'm not going to do it. I think you can get reproductions for like 40 bucks for the pair, maybe cheaper. So I haven't decided, but I'm leaning towards the reproductions. But like I said, really glad to have this as part of the collection. So here is the Ion Cannon micro toy set. So these didn't work with this size toys. They came with little cast toys with bases. There's actually quite a lot of other pieces to this set. But really all it does is it's got this ball cannon. Kind of cool. You push in and out on the little tongue lever here. It moves the ball up and down. Then you can point it left and right. Kind of a neat function. And then this thing right here opens and closes the door. And the information on it says Lucasfilm Limited, and that's 1982. So pretty neat. This piece I probably won't keep since it doesn't really go with the rest of the set here, but it came with that big lot, so I was glad to get it. So here's an overview of the figures that I have. So I have a number of duplicates. I'm able to pick essentially which ones I'm going to keep, which ones I'm going to get rid of. C-3PO has an amputation here, and interestingly, he's the tightest of the two. This guy is very loose. And then I did end up getting 3 of the Yodas because I have all different color variations, right? So I thought, you know what, I'll get all 3. Why not? Ended up with a couple of course, Vaders. This one looks like it's been through a fire or a chemical burn. Not sure which. A bit unfortunate for him. I like having a bunch of stormtroopers. I feel like whenever you see stormtrooper, you don't just see one, you see a bunch. So should be represented well in the toys. That's the TIE Fighter driver, pilot. And then this is the, I think this is the AT-AT pilot. And then one of these guys is the commander for the AT-AT. So pretty good collection of characters. The interesting thing is Yoda's cane fell out of the X-Wing when I was showing it to my mother-in-law. She actually picked it up and handed it to me. I was so tickled to get this. And then got some extra. These are all original weapons. And I would like to get all the capes and lightsabers and whatnot for these characters. And I'd like to have them original if I can find a good price on them. That can be difficult. Luke does have his, but his is missing the tip of it. It had a little bit, it would stick out a little more from the end, but even just to have this much of it, I'm glad of. This other one I have does not have the lightsaber. In fact, none of the other lightsaber carrying figures have any lightsabers. So, but yeah, I was glad to have this number of them. I actually have a fellow that I bought the Millennium Falcon from that has additional characters that I'm going to try and get. This thing right here is actually from a much later series, but I liked that I had Han and Carbonite, so I put it with these guys. So anyway, that's an overview of everything that we have so far. And I can't wait to produce the rest of the video showing how I move forward with the restoration and refurbishment of these toys.